Hey guys, it's SirGreenFoot here, and this is just one of these stupid little vlogs I'm going to post. It's going to be one of those dumb little walk and talks where I don't really do too much talking. I'm actually looking for nail clippers. I'm at my dad's house, and I'm looking for nail clippers. He's gone for about a week and a half. He's in Ohio right now visiting a kid, or getting his custody with the kids, which I will post another video in regards to that because I'll give you guys a full-on description of what's been going on with my unfortunate mother. Not unfortunate that, oh God, feel sorry for her. No, unfortunate is that I cannot believe I spawned from this bitch. But yeah, I'll just gotta say that the day that this was determined was the most beautiful day in my life. I've seen the miracle of childbirth and children saying their first words, first steps, seen true love, if you'll call it that. And I've seen sunrises and sunsets on the ocean, and the sky in all its majestic glory. Nothing felt better than what happened at that court case, and I will tell you why in another video, but right now we're just going to join me looking for nail clippers and a phone charger. So bear with me a little bit. Yes, I have my phone light on, and there's some lights on in the area, so it might be a little bit fuzzed. It's going to be hard to tell. Well, let's go. It's my dad's kitchen. Ooh, Cheerios. I got some dishes to wash. I told him I'd take care of the place while he was gone. I'm going to stay here a couple hours every day and clean up, do his laundry a little bit. My stepmom doesn't want me doing any laundry because apparently I can't do it right, which I'll admit is a flaw of mine. Ooh, look, credit cards. But I'll do my laundry for work, which I don't work again until Saturday, which pisses me off. That's TV. I don't know if copyright infringement is a problem. Oh, as a side note, I went to the hospital last night, or this morning, whatever you want to refer to it as. Found out I have acute bronchitis. Pleasing to know. Always something fun happening in my life. Damn, where do they keep the damn nail clippers? For fuck's sake, dude. Ooh, World War Z. My dad's been reading that. He says it's a good book. Well, I'm going to need that toilet paper. Also, something fun that happened today, or yesterday, for anybody that gives a damn. I was leaving work yesterday. Is that will that fit? No, of course not. Of course it won't fit. It wouldn't fit my phone. It never would. I was leaving work yesterday. I left a little late because I picked up my check, and apparently one of the customers had complimented on me. One of my first day shifts in a while, and I finally now understand why, because, well, people that work day shift are idiots, and they need somebody who's not full-blown stupid to do the work. Just, they don't mind that I rummage their stuff. I do it all the time. The fuck? Here's something funny. I think there was a song, Mother Goose Tale, where somebody lost their pocket. I guess this lends credence to the story. I've never seen this before. Oh well. But I was leaving work yesterday, I was getting on my moped, and I witnessed something that pissed me off. I mean, it's one thing for a couple to get into an argument. I mean, couples fight. It's what they do. But, you know, it gets to a whole new level of what the fuck are you doing whenever the guy gets up in the girl's face and calls her a bitch, says he doesn't care about her anymore, and, did that work on my phone? Of course not. Says she's a bitch, doesn't care about her anymore, says that, hopefully he can get another girlfriend who's actually worth a damn and that does something, and says that she never should have kids and I hope they never have children together. And tells her to fuck off, essentially, and walks into the Domino's across the street. Now, if they had just said, look, I don't want to fight, or shut up, or you're a bitch, or something, that's one thing. That's an argument between couples, and still, that shit don't fly. But whenever you start saying something that hurtful to a woman, or to anyone, for that matter, especially a woman, That's when I get pissed. That's whenever I just rage. I will rage like a motherfucker like that, and I did. Not violently, of course. I made a promise to someone very close to me, which I won't go into. It's just hard to explain. But, ooh, Jif. You know, I've kind of lost taste with peanut butter over the years. But, I have more self-control than most people like to think. If you read my Facebook page, which I'll post a link to, I guess, go back a little bit on it and you'll see that, it sounds like I'm a rather violent person. I quote a lot of Warhammer 40k things and sometimes make my own quotes. And my own quotes are kind of different, to say the least. Damn, are you serious? Did they clean out their nail clippers? I might have taken them with me, to be honest with you. But anyway, you don't say shit like that to a woman under any circumstance. You do not. There's no, well, what ifs or what happens when, or there's none of that shit. Okay, you just do not speak to a lady that way under any circumstance. I don't care what she's done. If she's cheated on you, I'm not going to say, well, that's different. You can say whatever you want. She's cheated on you, you should have, one, seen the signs. It's not excusable for someone to cheat on you, not by any means, but you should have seen the signs coming. But anyway, I tend to go off topic quite often. Sorry about that. Is there anything in there? No, just keep... Ooh, a pocket knife. I could use that at work. You just don't talk to a woman that way. So he walked into the Domino's, apparently all raging pissed and everything, which, you know, of course he would be, being the redneck that he was. I'm not referring to anybody from the South. I'm just saying this guy was like full-on redneck. You looked at him, you would have immediately noticed he was white trash. But he walks in there, and I stand for a couple seconds, you know, gathering myself, thinking, should I go in there and say something? And part of me said, no, man, it's not your fight. It's not your fight. Get out of there, man. It's not your deal. Well, I didn't listen to that part. So, being me, the person that likes to stand up for somebody, especially whenever what's being done is innately wrong. Damn it. This door sucks. And whenever something is innately wrong, yes, I will act. I will say something to somebody. I went in there to that Domino's, got beside him and say, look, you do not talk to a lady that way. And he's like, dude, you better back off now or slam your head against the side of my truck. First off, that escalated rather quickly, which I guess is understandable being in his angry position. But you still do not say something like that, okay? That's a little escalating. You want to talk about something, be an adult. And I said, I don't care. I told him you better not talk to a lady like that. It's not how you talk. And he said, dude, I will beat your ass. Come outside, man, and I will beat your ass against the side of my truck. Being the bigger man, I didn't even bother lowering myself to fight this dumbass little kid. He was at least 3 or 4 years younger than me. He was a young little sumbitch. Man, there's a lot of laundry to do. God, I hate walking around in the heat. But I didn't lower myself to that, and I still kept telling him, you do not talk to a lady like that. He left, went out to his girlfriend, told her if I come near her and talk to her, that he's going to beat my ass. That's all good and fine if you tend to stay out there and wait for me. It's good. He goes into the food line. My place of work, which I could have easily gotten him kicked out of and permanently banned from, which I don't have a problem doing. He's a dick. But, after he went into the food line, I waited. I didn't want any confrontation. I don't like to fight, but I will if I need to. I made a promise to somebody that I wouldn't fight unless I had absolutely no other choice. So I went in there. I went up to her, the lady in the truck, who was crying, might I add. And I told her, he does not need to talk to you that way. You do not need to be around that. My recommendation to you is to leave him and get away from him. He obviously doesn't respect you in the slightest. And she said, oh, yeah, I know. I talked to his daddy. His daddy says that he does not need to talk to me that way either. And, that's all good and fine, but it really doesn't mean too much if you don't act on those little, questions that you have. As to what happened to them, I don't know. But after he came back out and went to his truck, I sat there at the door to the Domino's and stared at him and just watched. Didn't come up to me, didn't say anything. He just looked at me and went back in his truck and left. got on my moped, I drove home. I guess my message to some other people out there would be to not let things fly like that. Even if you don't engage in an actual fist fight, even if you don't actually beat the living shit out of somebody, which I'm not saying I recommend, but if you have to, if you have to, that may be your only option. But still, I'm not telling anybody to engage in an actual fist fight with somebody you may not agree with on something like that. But say something. Don't let that shit fly. Ladies, no man deserves to talk to you, and no man has the right to talk to you that way. Under no circumstance, even if it's just a little argument. All men, everybody, every human being on the planet should have some sort of sense of rationality. Okay, this is my little logic when I tend to get in a fight with somebody. Whenever I get in a fight, I don't go for fists and yelling and screaming to think I'm right. I ask questions. I like to assert the fact that I want to know what is really wrong. What the hell is going on? I have been known to think for people to call me nosy or inquisitive, or even God, what's the word? It starts with an A. I've been told this before. I guess I've been said I've overreacted, but really that's not. But I'm gonna go outside. It's not cool outside. I'm in Calabash right now, so it's a little hot. But I've been told. Well, no, I'm not. I also a dog. I've been told that I overanalyze. I overanalyze. That's the word for it. I overanalyze a situation. And I guess to an extent that is true. I don't agree with it, but I won't deny it if that's what it is. But that's because I want to know something. I want to know the truth before I act on a stupid little impulse. I want to know why things are the way they are. I want to know why the person is mad before I sit there and get mad back. And I've also been known to be one of the hardest people to piss off. It takes very little effort to irritate me, but to piss me off, you really have to work at it. Like, it's got to be big. You've got to do something big to piss me off. So, going back to my message to people, don't jump into a fight with your actions based on little more than random hope or some heroic sense of being the hero. No, you observe, you assess, and then you act appropriately. If you're in a fight with somebody, if you're in an argument, state your disagreement, state why you disagree, allow the other person to finish talking, all the while remembering the key notes that they said that you may disagree with, and then bring that up when the person shuts up. If you sit there and just go back and forth interrupting each other, nothing gets done. Don't resort to name calling, especially not to a lady. For you guys that may have a little bit of masculinity issues. Don't sit there and bitch and bitch and bitch because your girlfriend or your wife or whoever or your boyfriend or whatever your sexual orientation is. I don't give a fuck. If you're happy, you're happy. I don't give a damn what you do with your life. As long as you're not hurting me physically or anybody I know physically or any of the sort of shit like that. If you're in an argument like that, and I'm nearby, and you get into a heated argument like I saw in the parking lot, you will hear from me. Of course, I will never swing a punch unless you go first. And in that case, you swing. You better not miss. I'm sorry. I'm still pissed off about it. It's still sticking with me. So I'll get back on track. My message there is, if you're in an argument with somebody, think before you act. Think about what you could say. Think about the things you could say and what damage you could cause from it before you just start calling names and start saying, I don't give a damn about you or something. If it's something you're going to have to apologize later for, don't say it. Lessen the apologies. That way you lessen the amount of regrets you have. You die with regrets. You die with with leaving something behind. Don't leave anything behind for somebody to brood over. Can't drink anything without fucking wearing it. If you see a problem, like I saw, or anything for that matter, that you don't agree with, that's reasonable. Voice your opinion. Voice what your thoughts are. Because if you don't, and you don't agree with it, and you're letting it go, you're contributing. You're telling that person that's committing that offense that their behavior is okay. Well, let me turn off the light. It's burning my eyes. This is my dad's condo, by the way. Hold on, I might have to put it. Guess I can't turn off the light. I guess I have to live with that light. But still. If you have an opposition with something somebody's doing and you allow it to keep going, you're just as much part of the contribution. And therefore, you're not doing any good for that person. If you see something wrong happening, act upon it. Not always with violence. That doesn't always solve everything. In fact, acting violent should be a last resort. But if you see something wrong like that happening, don't sit there and let it keep going. Don't try to take any glory or be the hero. Just act. And at least let the person know who's causing the problem that there are people out there who will try to stop them. There are people out there who don't agree with what they're doing. And let them know that there's somebody out there who's wanting to stop them. It may not have much of an effect, but it'll have a public effect on the person. Trust me. Especially if you do it in front of a couple people. I did it inside a Domino's building, so at least some people saw, and he was embarrassed, which is probably why he walked out. I don't even think he ordered the pizza. I think he just walked out. Doesn't matter. Stand up and speak out. Don't be a bystander. Don't ask for any thanks or anything for it, because it shouldn't be something that you would have to thank somebody for. It should just be natural. It should be a natural enough thing that nobody has to thank you for it. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's start being decent people and opposing what we don't agree with. And for you ladies, I'll reiterate, nobody deserves to talk to you that way. No man has any right to say those things to you or anything else so degrading. That ain't right. I was raised with different morals. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.